Hello everyone, I'm Seth with Exotic Motorsports, and this is our 2008 Mercedes-Benz SL600. It has 79,516 miles. It's in fantastic shape. This car in its entirety looks phenomenal. Very minimal wear up front. It does have a few rock chips, but they're not very noticeable at all. They are actually quite difficult to see. They're kind of intermittently scattered throughout the front end, so there's not an area of the car that looks like it has a focused amount of rock chips. It's kind of just, lightly scattered throughout the front, including the top of the hood. I'd say they probably stop roughly about halfway back from the hood line. Some light scratching over here. But they're very hard to see, and I will say overall the front end looks great, especially for being just about 13 years old. Looking at the front driver's side fender area, it's in great shape except for the few very small rock chips towards the driver's side headlight. Not really a big deal. Front driver's side wheel, a little bit of chipping on the finish there on that side. A little bit of rash up here at the top, a little more chipping over on this side. Those are pretty minor defects that are not easy to see. Driver's side mirror looks really good. Driver's side door, excellent condition. Driver's side rear quarter panel, excellent shape. Rear driver's side wheel, we do have some rash, a little bit of chipping there. Other than that, it looks phenomenal. That is the only problem area. Moving along to the back bumper, do have some light scuffing there. Does have rear parking sensors. A little bit of scratching up here in the top. It's very light. But overall, the back end of the car is in good shape. The trunk lid also looks really good, with the exception of a few very light scratches. They are not easy to point out, and I'm not confident whatsoever that the GoPro will even pick them up. Looking at the passenger side now, rear quarter panel, some light scratching here. It's the only defect on the quarter panel. The rest of the area looks great. Rear passenger wheel, have some very light rash, a little bit of chipping, a little bit of rash over there as well. Very insignificant and small, not easy to notice. You do have a small dent here just by the door. You can kind of see it the way the light rolls off of it. Again, not super noticeable. It's a pretty small dent and it's very shallow. Passenger door looks great. Passenger mirror does have some small cosmetic flaws. The clear lens over the turn signal indicator is slightly cracked just there on the edge, and it does have a few small rock chips and scratches on it, but the crack is difficult to see. The scuffing here next to the crack is also pretty superficial, so I'd say overall the mirror doesn't look bad. Front passenger side fender, do have some light scratching up front like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. A little more scratching a little further back, but they are very shallow scratches. They're not deep, they're not noticeable. Front passenger wheel, again some more chipping by the lip of the wheel. Nothing serious or glaring. Overall the wheels look pretty good. Going over every defect the car has does kind of have a tendency to make the car sound like it's in worse shape than it really is. So I'll go ahead and walk around the vehicle from a 1 foot distance, giving you a better big picture idea of the overall condition of the vehicle. We do this for the sake of complete transparency at Exotic Motorsports, to give our out-of-state buyers the confidence they need to know exactly what they're getting and what the condition of the car is in. So walking around it from a 1 foot distance will give you a better idea overall of what you might notice and what you might not. Obviously, you're not going to be looking for every little defect every time you glance at the car. So walking around it from a foot away will kind of show you what'll stand out and what won't. Honestly, looking through the screen of the GoPro, walking past it on the passenger side, I couldn't see the dent. So that should give you a better idea of kind of how the car would look to, I guess, the untrained eye, or if you're not looking for problems. So here in the interior, we have black leather with really nice wood grain inserts. We do have one-touch windows for driver and passenger side. It does have heated and cooled seats for the driver and passenger, as well as memory seats. Seats are power adjustable. They are massaging as well. Your massage options are there. Driver's seat is in excellent condition. No flaws whatsoever. Likewise for the door panel. Driver's door panel looks great. Push button start on top of the shifter here, classic Mercedes style. Starts right up. No warning lights. This have dual zone automatic climate control. Bose audio as well. Navigation works. Let that load for a second. It does have sport mode. Hydraulically controlled suspension. You can adjust the ride height. When that light is off, it is at its lowest position, but you can raise the vehicle. Power convertible hardtop with a sunroof. Leave it to Mercedes to do something that awesome. And the sunroof lining is Alcantara. It's like kind of a lighter gray, almost a white color. It's really, really nice. I never thought I'd be, super fascinated by a headliner, but here we are. Leave it to Mercedes to do something that cool. So it is a power convertible hardtop with a sunroof. That blows my mind. Front passenger seat, well, the only passenger seat, is in fantastic condition. No rips, tears, scuffs, stains, or anything like that. The seat looks brand new. Likewise for the passenger door panel. The dash is also in great shape. It's not faded, shrunk, or any issues like that, as some leather might typically encounter. It does have twilight sensing headlights as well. And there you can see on the odometer, we're at 79,516 miles. The navigation's up. All of the buttons are still clearly marked. None of the markings have been worn off. None of the buttons are compromised. There's no wear on the steering wheel. Stalks all have their factory markings still intact. Nothing's been worn down. Everything still looks fantastic. Go ahead and demonstrate the power convertible top. Just pull that back. And just like that, the top is down. Of course, one-touch windows. Gotta have the windows down. And just like that, the top is down. Super fast, super efficient. Mercedes does a really good job with their hardtop convertibles. Everything's tucked away nicely. Has a nice aesthetic with the top down. It doesn't look weird. Car looks really good. Looks just as good with the top down as it does with it up, in my opinion. And here we have our naturally aspirated V12 engine. These sound absolutely crazy with a modified exhaust. It makes a lot of power as well. It makes this incredibly fun to drive. It's a very smooth, consistent idle. No strange sounds or anything like that. It sounds very healthy. It shifts really smooth. It puts down the power really well. It's incredibly responsive throughout the entire RPM range, making this car a ton of fun to drive. Mercedes still holding true to their name, having that ridiculous low end torque. It doesn't have to rev out super high to put the power down. So this car is really unique. It makes a ton of power. It's a ton of fun to drive, super sporty. The suspension handles great, but you also have all of the creature comforts of a luxury car. It still rides really smooth while also not having hardly any body roll at all. Heated, cooled, massaging seats, memory seats, navigation, Bose audio, pretty much any creature comfort offered for its time. It also has a dimming rearview mirror with universal garage door remotes and auto dimming side mirrors. So pretty much any feature you can think of from 2008 this car has. This truly is a jack of all trades. So that is our 2008 Mercedes-Benz SL600. If you have any further questions about this car, feel free to check out our sales listing on our website, which you can find at exoticmotorsportsok.com. Thank you for watching.